Hi, so this is Rich from Auto 2000. So you might recognise this car from videos that we did with Matt Watson when he thought about buying an SC from us. This car was in the background in that garage, if you remember rightly. Again, this is a long-standing customer of ours who's been bringing his car to us for years, and when he told me about his SC, and I actually bought the SC, he said, "Oh, I'm selling my yellow one as well." And I was like, "Oh no, don't tell me that. Don't tell me you're selling a speed yellow 993. I can't buy any more Porsches." But I had to. I mean, what are you going to do? Like, when someone offers you a yellow speed yellow 993, what do you say? Well, the answer is you say, "Yes, please, I will buy it." That's what you have to say, because like they're so rare, like so rare. I think there's probably 80 in the UK. Anyway, so here it is, speed yellow 993, and oh my god, it's awesome. I love it. I know I said that about the SC, and I know I said it about the 3.2, but I'm saying it about the 993 as well. And this is just like another level of refinement. So it's done less than 80,000 miles, and it's always been garaged. It's a 1994, so it's a very early 993. It's the first one they did, basically. So it's non-vario engine. I think it's 271 brake horsepower, I think. It's a C2, which means it's rear-wheel drive, and it's a manual, and it's got black interior. So how lucky am I? Oh my god, how lucky am I? I've got a C2 speed yellow, black interior, manual, and it's not got the original wheels on it. These are 18-inch wheels, not 17-inch wheels, and it's got the Aero Kit as well. It was not the Aero Kit from the factory though, so don't get too excited. I wasn't that lucky. So someone's put an aftermarket Aero Kit on it, but it's still pretty cool. He painted the calipers red as well, which I think was pretty good, and it's got Bilstein adjustable shocks all round as well. So what else? What has he done? The other things. What else can I say about this car? I don't know. It's 993. It's radically different from the G series cars that we've got. Different from the 964. Yeah, I mean, there's loads of history about like the design of this car and that type of thing. But to just drive it, it's just awesome. It's very refined. So we changed the clutch on it. So as soon as I bought it, I discovered the clutch was slipping, so we had to change the clutch straight away. And we changed the clutch follower cylinder for a more performant one. So we got 30% more push on it, which is good. So that makes it even easier to drive. When you drive it, it does feel a bit like a 3.2 in a way. You've got that kind of like pull through of characteristics from the earlier air-cooled engines, air-cooled cars, but it's just a lot more refined. It's particularly well planted, like on the road. It's very compliant, and you get a lot of feedback, and you can really feel the car through the bends. It talks to you. You're very much connected to the road with the 993. The engine's very raspy and raw and engaging. It's quite a thrill to drive this car, and it looks bloody awesome, doesn't it? Let's face it. I'll take you around the other side. The number plate's pretty cool as well. Came with the number plate, YLN993, yellow 993, and yeah, I mean it's in good condition. It's a very good example. Unlike the other two cars, like this is, pretty much good. There's nothing to do on this car. It's all kind of there. We did change, as we were changing the gearbox, we changed the starter motor because it's just easier to change at that point, and that does feel a little bit more faster to engage than the one that was on it. yeah, so we've not had to do anything on this car, and we don't really plan to do anything on it, except we did change the reverse light switch on the gearbox because the reversing lights came on, and they're still on. Well, they went off and then they've come back on again. So it's a bit of a nightmare, isn't it? Because they're getting warm. So you can feel the bulb, like it's heating up that plastic. And this piece here is, at least, if you get one, maybe you can get a good second-hand one for £400. But if you're buying a new one, you're talking about £800, and you can get like an LED version, an upgrade. But that's big money if you want to do that. They do look pretty cool though, and we're actually thinking about making our own, but that's another story. But you want to hear it go, right? And yeah, let's hear it. Okay, let's start it up. Oh, that sounds pretty good, right? Oh, that's really responsive. So yeah, she's a beauty. Right, so we're going to now see, we've had a little look at the fuse box, and there are two fuses which we think might isolate the reversing lights. This fuse is 14 and 15, a 7.5 amp and a 15 amp fuse. So I'm going to pull those now and we'll have a go, see if we can. Okay, so on the back of the fuse box is pretty handy, tells you all the fuses. So we're looking at 14, which is a 15 amp, and then 14, which is a 7.5 amp. I think that's right. 14 is 15, 15 is 7.5. So backup lights, that's what we're looking for. So 14 and 15, so 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So if I pull out 15, these things, see, this is where I need my brother. Right, so that's the 15 one pulled, so that'll be number 14. Let's have a look. That didn't work, did it? Okay, right. Okay, let's put that one back, and let's pull 15, which is the 7.5 one. Let's have a look. That didn't work. So it's getting power. The reverse lights are getting power. It's got a short. So, did I explain the engine loom problem on these? Okay, so this being an early car, Porsche recalled the cars up to about 96, and those cars had, well, they found it had faulted engine looms, and some of them were catching fire. Now, I don't know if there's anything to do with that engine loom, but some of them were catching fire, and Porsche also recalled the car to have the engine loom changed. And I know this engine loom is version 00, so it's the first wiring loom. I've looked at it, it looks all right to me, but I've not actually pulled back any of the shrink wrap or anything like that to have a look underneath. So, yeah, it's not good, is it? I think I'm going to have to change the engine wiring loom, which is debatably an engine out job, but we might be able to do it without taking the engine out. But the engine loom itself is well over £1,000 if you can get one. So yeah, that's good, isn't it? Okay, I'll put the fuse back. yeah, I'm gonna have to use a tool, I think. They don't always like to go back in. It's probably me, probably just doing it incorrectly. Ah, there we go. Yeah, just got to get the blades in the right position. So there we go. So we put this back in. It's quite neat though, the way that this works. It reminds me of one of those Grolsch bottles, you know. I used to. Do you remember those Grolsch bottles? Do you remember those, Michael? No. There you go. There we go. So that goes back in there, goes back in there. Let me show you the toolkit. So this car comes with its own toolkit. So this is pretty cool. So you get all of this stuff. And that 13mm spanner is quite handy for taking the earth off. So if you're gonna take the battery, or if you're gonna disconnect the battery, you must disconnect the earth on these cars. Make sure it's unlocked, and then yeah, take this off. And that's probably what I'm gonna have to do actually, because I can't have those reversing lights just staying on, because it's gonna cause problems. So, but that's a bit of a problem. Oh well. This is what happens when you buy classic Porsches, I suppose. I'm going to put that back. But, I mean, yeah, that's a 993. I mean, even though the reversing lights don't work, I still love it. I mean, it is awesome. It's awesome.